Alright, the Battle Pass is out for Season 1 of Apex Legends, and we've got a whole mess of patch notes to go through, so let's run through all that now. First off, new legend, Octane's out. He's out day 1, you can play him right now, so that's exciting. That was the only rumor about it was, oh, is he going to be there at the very start? He is, and here are his abilities if you haven't seen him already. His passive ability is Swift Mend, and as he doesn't take damage, he restores health over time. I think it's like 1 health every couple of seconds, so it's handy. It's a handy little get. His tactical ability is Adrenaline Junkie. He moves 30% faster for 8 seconds, but it costs 10% of his health. It's immune to slows, and you can just keep popping it, but you know, eventually you'll die. His ulti is the jump pad. Some people may have seen the jump pad around Marketplace. That was around to celebrate his existence and how he's coming into the game. You prop that down, you jump, and then you can kill some people. Some pretty sick combos that can come from that. I think it's going to disrupt a bit of battle flow, so it's going to be interesting how the meta goes for the next week or two. And now for some of the patch notes. A lot of these are going to be stability and performance, but I feel like we should run through them all that way. That way we cover everything. Improved stability for various GPU configurations. Capped PC FPS to 300 to balance and improve stability. Addressing issue where PS4 crashes due to running out of memory. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. Introducing better reporting when Apex crashes on PC without error message. So you can send that through. They have a whole list of that they protect your personal information, but it is there. Added reports of player feature for cheating and abuse of PC. Just to finish that note, so there's been about 500,000 accounts that have been banned for cheating. A lot of it is that speed hacking. That seems to be the biggest one. Report of abuse on consoles. So, I don't know, if someone's abusing you and hurting your little feelings, you can abuse them, which is pretty good. I mean, it's meant to be a safe place. Like, I'm all for some fun little banter, but yeah, it shouldn't be too much. Added swap the triggers around and the bumpers around for the control layout. Added sprint view shake in the video tab, so you can set it as minimal, so you obviously don't get motion sickness. Some people actually have been getting that from the game, so that's interesting. Added trigger dead zones, which is always good. Added advanced look controls. So it's just the standard sort of controls that you get in most shooters that we found, especially with like PUBG, that you didn't get early on, that you kind of got later on. So it's good to see that they're, putting everything into the game. When you relinquish Jump Master now, your character says something as well as the other character, so it's not just the other character saying things. I hope it's like some sort of cowardly, like, oh, I'm too chicken to do this. Pathfinder Grapple, updated icon. Pathfinder Grapple, added indicator near crosshair to show where player is in the range of grapple able geo. Improved locking onto the grapple point. Pathfinder can now grapple zip lines, so that's pretty interesting. That does sort of change things a little bit. It's a hard hit, so I feel like it's a small target, so if you can hit that, good on you. D-pad navigation for the convenience in most of the menus on console, so you see that a lot on a lot of these Battle Royale games. UI improvements in the KO shield. The KO shield's that shield that when you're down, so it now has a drain bar, so it lets you know, and it also lets you know that you can self-revive if you have gold. A small bug where the ring indicator was missing yourself on the map when you're looking at the map sometimes. I never noticed that, but anyway, that's there. Character animations, while taking damage, now accurately reflect the direction of the damage coming from, so not a big game changer, it's more just a aesthetically pleasing thing. Fixed a bug where some sounds would occur when the sounds shouldn't have. Patched up some spots where players would get stuck within the map, so that's always good that they're taking that feedback on. Fixed a script error that could happen when removing attachments on holstered weapons. General polish to the game's UI. Reduce skybox fog. Adjust the code for supply bins so they are less likely to kill players. If you do still get killed by one of these, please let them know. Push to talk is no longer on when the checkbox is active. So we'll get to a bit more the balancing sort of patches, because I think that's going to be where it's a lot more interesting. Adjusted hitboxes for Gibraltar, Caustic, Pathfinder to better align with their shapes. So there's still a small thing where like Wraith has a smaller hitbox than them, but at least it's not as egregious as it was before. Fixed players being able to shortcut weapon swap by changing stance. So you used to be able to go from crouch to standing and gain yourself like an extra like the 0.2 of a second, which matters in a gunfight. So they fixed that up. Fixed players being able to shortcut Peacekeeper rechamber sequence. Fix inaccurate auto-ranging full-screen sniper optics. Spitfire, fix ADS view on Legendary, partially obscured by custom geo. Fix ADS view being blocked while using Caustic Legendary skins with certain weapons. Threat optics, threat highlights are now more visible, slightly brighter, no longer affected by TSAA. Fix bug during devotion audio sometimes wouldn't accurately reflect rate of fire. Alright, and some other bug fixes, and these are the bug fixes that are going to be more like not the little things, they're the stuff that was, probably breaking the game a little bit. Fix rare issue where the player would get stuck in the dropship and be invulnerable. Patched up a hole we found in Gibraltar's shield. There was a hole? Oh my goodness. Fixed issue where Lifeline's revive shield wouldn't stay put on a moving platform. Fixed issue, sometimes players will get stuck in the map. Fixed bug where players could shoot even after being down. That's an interesting one. I haven't seen that happen yet, but that's interesting. Fixed bug where occasionally Lifeline's dock would stay connected to player but not heal them. So the dock drone can now only connect to 2 players at a time. So that's an interesting one because I know a lot of people use that to add some extra loot time when they're out in the sort of in the circle area where they're taking damage. They would just get a Lifeline to throw a shield down. So that's interesting. Fix Pathfinder zipline not deploying while jumping. Fix bug with the hardware. Sometimes the heal bar would stay up if your heal was cancelled. Fix bug where sometimes the audio would continue to play sound effects of the knockdown shield. But I've noticed that went away early on, so that's a fix I think that they fixed a long time ago. I noticed that because I'd be playing and I was like, what the hell is this noise? Fixed an issue where sometimes players would get disconnected when unplugging their controller during game. Fixed an exploit where you could infinite wall climb using Pathfinder's grapple well. Fixed bug where sometimes the player's banner wouldn't show up. Anyway, that is everything. That's pretty much it. There's some Razor support items as well. I'm not really going to run through that. This video's gone for long enough. But yeah, that's everything. So how excited are you? Put it down in the comments below. I'll have some Octane gameplay footage on this channel some point today when I get playing. But yeah, that's the whole video. So if you did like it, hit the like button. Kind of helps me out. Otherwise, hit subscribe. I feel dirty asking that, but you've got to ask it, right? You've got to ask. But that is everything. That's all the patch notes. That's everything going forward with this game. So let them know whether it's going to be worth it for you to buy, but at least they're fixing the game. So even if you're not putting money into it, it's going to be a funner experience to go with Apex. And the new hero is free. You don't need to buy the Season Pass to get Octane. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Have a great day. See you, and woof!